No, man.
She thought it would be cover to be like, if I just use cold instead of fire, people will think that I am not the embodiment of some evil. It's like, we all read Dante's Inferno, and bear in mind, in that book, the very bottom level, it was ice, it wasn't fire. Read the classic, Jamerson.
No, I understand Dante's Inferno, but yeah, what has happened to this desk where now we are a literature club.
Ninth level
we're a
is
book
where
club,
we're
by the way.
Ninth level.
All right, LNL. They are looking to close out, or at least secure this series, that 3-0 victory up against Mayhem Academy. Mayhem Academy taking it here to Anubis. They're going to be starting off on the defense. They've got of course, the Orisa and the Hog, and they've got Krebs, of course, on the D.Va. So it's a triple tank composition, still support with Paintbrush on the Mercy. And as always, along with these compositions, you bring along at least one sniper, but we'll see. It's going to be applied on the Junkrat. LNL, though, looks like they're going to go for a modified Goats. It's going to be Decod on the Winston, though, instead of the Reinhardt.
So it's a bit of a difference here. Decod is the sacrifice, getting chewed on like a by-apply pretty early on. And that's just the end of the push, where you give your Winston up, your Winston falls down, and you go back to spawn. As next goes, please hit me with some of those spicy grenades.
Now, luckily, the damage was primarily on Shax, so that just means, you know, it's an infrasight. It's an ultimate you just wait out if it does come up. Mayhem Academy, they're not able to really snowball off of this fight quite yet. LNL, though, they've got to be careful once again coming in for this push. Oh, already the headshot as Applied takes out Dogman. Shax with a secondary headshot on Decod, and that's End Layer going down also. So three quick
dinks,
kills.
Four dinks! This man hits nothing but heads! Wow, what a play.
That's the Widowmaker, right? You hit heads, things die. And LNL, now they are making some adjustments. They are going over to the Widowmaker, and looks like no longer are they going to be running that. It's going to be the dive, which honestly they should have just started off with here on point A of Anubis. We'll see Sugar Free on the Genji, but all the halt, hook, headshots, everything connecting onto Decod.
That's his new hit sound. His new hit sound is a headshot hit sound, regardless of where he places it right now. Shax on fire, but certainly set up by both the hooks and the halts.
Lair going down himself too. Sugar Free though, able to build up some ultimate. He's already a third of his way towards that Dragon Blade. Look at Hogapin, he's been very aggressive with this Roadhog. He's not playing with the Orisa. Instead, he's going very aggressive with that Hog, trying to get anyone else. Apply now, he's got the Riptire, so this is gonna be great to stall out LNL. They're already being stalled because the recon site is being used. Oh, the trap gets triggered. Krems will be able to finish off Sugar Free.
Super easy opening here for Mayhem Academy. And up just a little bit more. Don't get it away for Ajax. Hooked on in. Minute 55 left for LNL, and what has been a brutal start so far.
Yeah, I remember last week I was asking for that new command to be put in chat. Exclamation mark, oof, we're gonna need that right now, because it has been painful so far for the offense. LNL not able to make anything happen. Sugar Free is not able to do much with his Genji. He has made his way on in, but he's been spotted out.
Well, he spots out, and by the way, Apply knows where he is. Here comes the tire on the other end, and yeah, just immediately runs him over as Ajax goes, okay, we're gonna do this one more time. Look both ways before crossing the street. I'm sure everything will be fine. LNL still looking to dive on in. Not a lot to follow through, though, as Mayhem Academy is just able to easily readjust, deal with some of the pressure that's coming in. Decod's lucky to get out of this fight.
Next has that self-destruct Dogman with the Transcendence here, and he's gonna go ahead and pop that. Sugar Free has the blade, but he needs to find his opening.
Oh, he's going in for the Widow right now. Is it gonna happen? Nope. The blade not shut down by the Widowmaker. The prophecy is not real. Instead, Sugar Free finds Paintbrush at the back. The last few seconds of the blade certainly hitting their mark. And LNL is gonna get through the point A off this man's blade.
And the point A offense was looking pretty bad for LNL. Because every time they even tried to make their approach, they were getting shut down. Decod every time he jumped in with that Winston, getting headshot by Shax. Now that's not much of a possibility as Shax has now swapped off onto the Tracer and Apply, going over to the Genji. But because they were able to force out the Dragon Blade from Sugar Free, they didn't have to rely upon, you know, having to go for a Brigitte here on the point B defense. It's Lair on the opposite end who's actually going over to Brigitte.
LNL with some swap-ups here, but even though we wouldn't think that they have tons of momentum, they have a little bit. The key here is that can they keep people up long enough for Sugar? No, he's down. I was gonna say, if you could get a pick off, that'd be good. Now, the key here is that they go for the res. Risky. Ajax is able to get out with his life, so maybe they make something of it, but LNL's looking awfully discombobulated.
They're gonna go ahead and make their approach from the middle as Ajax uses that Valkyrie, gets the chain healing off onto his team. They're trying to focus down next, but it's Shax who they really have to worry about with this Farad. Nothing really to deal with him in the sky, but it's Dogman who takes out a line.
A line down it early, but both Winstons are down. That favors the defense. Here comes Shax. Barrage loaded. All you need is one, and he gets Sugar Free with that nice little air tap towards the end. Ajax's resin, he pays for it with his life, and now Decon's going, why? Why have you brought me back up merely to die again?
Yeah, I think that is, what, the 3rd level?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, Mayhem Academy able to deflect that defense, and this is going to work greatly towards their benefit. They've got both the Dragon Strike along with the Barrage, and of course, more stall-out tools with Krems, who's got the self-destruct. LNL, they're going to stick with Lair on this Brigitte, which is really surprising. While she can offer a lot more extra sustain as that 3rd support, of course that means she has to be within range of Mayhem Academy and dealing damage to get that passive heal off.
Meanwhile, got Shax creeping here on the top, Barrage ready. LNL, here's the key. If Nexus is looking at him, everyone falls. Nex does look, but it's on time. It's enough to get rid of Sugar Free. Now Ajax, can you get free enough to go for the res? No, Mayhem is all over the body. They're desecrating the corpse, and that's gonna be enough for Mayhem Academy to win.
That's just great ultimate usage coming out from them. They understood that, hey, we already got a lot of damage off. We just need to follow up. And so now they've got 5 in the bank while LNL are working their way towards up 6. Lair will have that rally. So we'll see them pop that just before the next fight. Buy some more time for Dogman and Ajax, who are coming up on the Transcendence and the Valkyrie for themselves. Align, though, holding aggressively, creates space. Apply is just able to fire freely from on high. I'm surprised that they still haven't gone over to something like a Widowmaker, really, to try and deal with Shax.
Shax, who is using his jetpack to fly all 2 feet into the air, but it's enough here on the pillar side of things. Storm arrows into a dragon, goes, all right, you want to go straight up the middle? Here's a dragon for your troubles. Another dragon goes the other way. 2 dragons passing in the night. It was a song once, I swear, as Shax back the other way, gets out of harm, Barrage loaded, sees Ajax, doesn't pull the trigger. But part of that is that Lair's out of it. They're working on an edge, but now he likes what he sees. He lays it on in, and Ajax is out of there.
Mayhem Academy, they understand, you know, it's a barrage. You don't really rely upon a barrage to win out a team fight. It's just kind of like that Hail Mary. You could at least try and trade away 1 for 1. That's more than enough to stop a push. So they're comfortable just using that because they were able to get both support ultimates out from LNL. Now, Lair is making a swap off, but it might be a little too late. He's going over to the McCree, but with a minute left. So if this isn't successful, that just might be the point B push done, but it's Sugar Free finally coming up, taking out Shax.
I love the logic. It's like, we need to go McCree to deal with the Farah. Sugar Free goes, here's your McCree. Decon chases it on down, a 2-man fast break coming from LNL, and the fun isn't stopping. Paintbrush should have painted somewhere else out of there. And now, look at that, Hag goes so far out. Sugar Free gets him, drops a dragon, and LNL in the final minute gets the pickoffs required. Sugar Free set him on up. The rest of the team knocked it on down. Here comes the delay, but for how long?
They tried to body block, but Krems was able to get onto the point with the booster and apply. Takes out Dogman, who was so close to getting that Transcendence. And so now this fight is over. They need a quick reset if they want to have another opportunity to come. But now take a look, Mayhem Academy, they're going to start surging forward here. They'll try and stop anyone from touching the point. 15 seconds left.
1-5 left, and guess what this means? Do you like seeing your robot on the killer turn into a race car? Look no further than Dogman, who's going to be turning into Zoom Man because he needs to get in the point, ideally without Winston sacrificing himself. Here comes Zenyatta coming back in. Align, who's a little bit far out, picked off early, 1-man advantage. Lair, though, not too mobile, found and picked. Shax chasing down Dogman, finishes him on off. Transcendence long gone. And Mayhem Academy now, all they need to do is pick up the scrap. Sugar Free might be around, but no one else on this team really is. Especially with Diva just getting wildly evicted from the point.
And as overtime ticks away, Next gets shot out of the sky. Well, I guess zapped out of the sky like a clay pigeon by Aligned. LNL, they were able to secure 90.6 on point B, so that's still an admirable attempt here on Anubis. But that means that there is, you know, this goalpost set up for Mayhem Academy to finally get a win in this series up against LNL.
Also, let's not forget the overall tempo of the series as well, where the reality is that Mayhem Academy was outplaying LNL throughout most of this year. LNL it really took an overextension by Mayhem Academy to even open up that opportunity for them to move on in. And part of it was a miracle shot by Sugar Freeze. So on the whole, for Anubis so far, it's been solidly in Mayhem's favor.
Oh yeah, that point A defense where almost nothing was happening for about 3 minutes except for the halt, hooks, headshots coming out from all of Mayhem Academy now. And it looks like they understood what happened there on their defense. So for their offense, they're already opting for the dive. Paintbrush, the one to go possibly for Widowmaker, triple DPS solo support play. No, I think he's just scouting, never mind.
Just when you think you're going to get some excitement in your life, it tends to be absolutely mundane and boring after all. But still, Mayhem Academy is certainly working from an advantage here. And LNL, who looks so good on maps 1 and 2, now perhaps will get pushed to that map number 4, where again, both these teams playing for a very significant prize. And that prize is not having to face XL2 in the first round of the playoffs.
Now, LNL with their defense, they're going to go with the solo support. Ajax, of course, on the Mercy and Dogman, as he has for a lot of this series, picking up the Roadhog. And, you know, it has worked out for them. They're able to work well with DCOD, and we got to see why the Roadhog and Orisa is so strong on point A defense. See if they can recreate the same defense that Mayhem Academy had here on point A. Still, it's going to be in the face of outright point dive coming out from Mayhem.
No chill going to be in this offense. This offense going to go straight on in. And I mean, how this is judged is oftentimes on the Winston to begin with. It's like, does your Winston die in the first 2 seconds? No, you probably took the point.
Yeah, and this time around, Apply was able to make it into the left-hand side, didn't get caught out by a trap. He's spotted out by Nex, who's already brought him down. 50 HP.
But if Diva's looking at Apply, he's not looking at the Winston diving in the other side. Align gonna leap on in. Doesn't quite get to the higher level, not getting cleave he'd want, and yep, he falls early on, and that's gonna be the end of this push. Tracy went fly.
Oh, she used to be pilot, right?
not quite the way she wanted to be, I'll tell you that much.
If she ever piloted a Spitfire.
And now we're going to like 3 layers too.
All right, 3 minutes left for Mayhem Academy. The offense here. Krems was the one that dished out a lot of damage. Sees that 66% towards self-destruct here as the dive comes on in. Dogman got out. Damage reduction keeps him alive for now, but it's too unrelenting. Shax is able to chase him down.
Yeah, Dogman just a little bit too far out there. You can take a breather, but he needed a full-on oxygen machine there as we see Mayhem Academy take advantage of that out-of-position element from the defensive team. Shax moving on in. Pulse bomb ready. Doesn't need to throw it on out at least, though. They've gotten enough pickoffs here. It's going to be enough. They get point A, and it's certainly much quicker than what we saw from LNL a round ago.
Now, do we see Lair swapping off onto the Brigitte? Well, it's generally Sugar Free that does go for it, but he's got the Riptire, so yeah, Lair will be swapping off to Brigitte to try and deal with Apply and Shax. Apply getting close to that blade, and now they are in dangerous snowball territory. Sugar Free needs to slow this down with the tire.
We'll see if he's able to get a tire, or if he's able to find the way around with the tire right now, though, is that they should be aware that it's on the way. Shax is working on the flank, and now again, where's Sugar Free in all this? The push is moving on in. He's waiting an awfully long time. The idea is that they won't be able to deal with it, but you're down 1 already. You're gonna let it rip. It needs to be soon. Here comes Apply. Oh, he slices down the tire. You gotta hit the click a little bit sooner than that. Sugar Free puts his foot off the gas, and Mayhem Academy now able to roll onto the point, and was a big misplay by the LNL side.
Great Primal Rage also coming out from Aligned here. And so with that, it is going to be Mayhem Academy keeping the series alive 2-1. Still in the favor of LNL, though.
Do you think we might be going to a map 5?
Right now, I still think LNL will be able to pull it back together on Escort, but that was just rough there towards the end. Is that, yeah, Dragon Blade has more range than expected, but you should be able to just pull the trigger on a Genji that's right in front of you. Didn't happen there.
Hey, remember when I said I wanted to see an ult completely shut down?
Yeah, well, that tire got deflated.
Yeah, got deflated by another blade. It was impressive to see. I was happy to see that.
Hagapun did set him up perfectly too, with the Zenyatta taking out Lair, who was on the Brigitte. And once that Brigitte threat is gone, you saw that's why they popped the Dragon Blade and went instantly into the back line.
All right, when you're talking about a snowball, that was just the textbook example of one. They just rolled onto that point. The snowball got bigger like it does in all those cartoons and takes everything with it in its path and ended up, I don't know, smashing into snowflakes at the end of the mountain and seal to win.
You know, snowballs only do that in cartoons. Like, it's real avalanches are way more spread out. Very scary, but it's not just one comically large snowball that just is a perfect circle all the way through.
Excuse me, ZP, have you ever seen a snowball do that? No, so you don't know.
I live in Minnesota. I've seen snow do a lot of things. I haven't seen it do that.
All right, you know what? You're right. You're fair. I live in Los Angeles. I cannot counter that.
We've seen it like maybe once in our lives.
Right, and we're like, what is this falling from the sky?
And the entire city shut down as a result.
Yeah,
That's
we go to
fair.
we go to the Grove and we have like the fake snow, right? The soap bubbles, and that's all we know.
That's all. And those soap bubbles turn into bigger soap bubbles, so I'm pretty sure that's how snow works. I could be wrong, though. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But
Neither of you have experienced true cold. I'm just gonna. You're not prepared when winter eventually comes.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Eventually comes. Winter will eventually be here.
I mean, how Stark realized that they were a little bit too decisive there. They needed to leave some room for global warming. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's sad. Like, now that you said Game of Thrones, I know that we don't have the time for this, but I wanted to assign every Contenders team a house. And I'm like, no, Mica, don't do this. We do not have the time. This is, we'll come prepared next time and just go down the list.
We're the Boltons.
Ooh. I reserve the right to not comment.
I was just hoping you would put a
That's
team
just
on blast.
Monty.
But
Like, just Monty. Like, he is all of Bolton now. It's like, oh, boy. Oh.
God, how did we get here?
Fourth map.
Yeah.
Mayhem Academy are going to be looking to try and tie this up. And honestly, there is a chance that this goes to map 5 because they are playing a lot better right now.
What do you think the fourth map's going to be if you can tap into your psychic abilities?
I mean, probably not Route 66 because seemingly only GGA wants people there.
Yeah.
I don't know if either team wants to go Rialto, so I'm going to split the difference and go, let's see Gibraltar.
That makes sense. I'd like to see Gibraltar. We haven't seen Gibraltar in a bit, I feel
We don't see it enough.
Yeah, we don't
The
see
last
it
time we saw it was, what, that Torbjorn defense, point A? The Element Mystic defense?
That's what I want to see again.
Yeah.
I want to see another Torb defense on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and we're Rialto. No one was right here, and as I said before, and I'll say it again, let chaos reign. Let's see what happens. I'm excited.
Interesting choice coming out from Mayhem, especially as they're playing more close to the vest. And the weird thing here is that, well, whatever. Rialto, all bets are off. Let's just see what happens. I mean, you can't really predict. Rialto's been by far the most unpredictable map in terms of teams winning and losing. Even when a team is outclassed for the previous 3 maps, they manage to find a way through in Rialto. So who knows?
Yeah, for how much better Mayhem Academy were looking with that solo support composition with the Roadhog and Hagapun on the Roadhog, I feel like this might actually work against LNL because right now they're starting to lose a little bit of momentum while Mayhem Academy are picking it up. So this could actually go to map 5.
Well, we will see how far this goes. Will it just stay at 4? Will we go to map 5? Let's find out.
It's Rialto, so at least one thing we know. Someone's going to take a swim, and it's usually Zenyatta, which is bad because he can't swim.
Well, that's if there's a Zenyatta. Teams are like, thinking you can't actually pull me off the ledge if I'm not the Zenyatta. But no, you might leave yourself as a more vulnerable target as the bigger Roadhog.
Roadhog also can't swim.
Yeah.
Actually, the reality
I feel like
is
he should be able to float, though.
The reality is that no one can swim. We need a Navy SEAL hero. That's what we need.
Are you kind of asking for like an completely underwater map?
I'm asking for someone that can use the various different ponds in Overwatch and lakes and rivers and summon fish and be like a more useful Aquaman.
Yeah, let's get us a C-Lab 2086. Mayhem Academy, though, here on the defense. Yeah, they are going to be going with that solo support composition. Paintbrushes, of course, on that Mercy. Hagapun on the Roadhog. Double sniper, as we're used to the flavor here on Rialto. Shax will be on the Widowmaker, apply on the Hanzo. LNL, sugar-free on the Lucio of all people.
Yeah, he's
actually,
I know, yeah. He's not staying on it. He's going the Hanzo. He's just going to be like,
I got them to the point that much faster.
The 2 seconds of extra speed, and then he lunges way back forward. I'm not really sure. It's
push the payload 0.5 seconds faster.
It's a solid 100 IQ plays right there.
It's about min-maxing, yeah.
It's nothing spectacular. It's not boneheaded. Just
mirrored compositions, but it's Shax to start it off. Ajax is gone. So that means LNL gonna have to back away. They don't have any reses, and they might get staggered once again. Never mind, they are able to make it back to the safety of the walls. Shax takes a shot there, but he will survive.
Of course, Shax was picked off. Resurrection was there, right? So it didn't quite matter. Man, looking pretty good so far.
Now already a minute gone off of the pick onto Ajax, so damage done. That's what Widowmaker does in this composition. They are starting to try and play the shield battles. The hook does not connect from Hagapud. Now we're gonna have a secondary opportunity coming up from LNL. They don't connect with the
Flies down. Sugar Free got him on the offense, and that can start the snowball. X got paintbrush on the other side, and Shax here in the back line looking for anything to pull back the other way. Highly aggressive hook, answered by an evasive hook and a takedown. Endlair deals with Shax's offensive quite well, and LNL real close to getting point A. Sugar Free looking for a bit more stagger.
Yeah, Shax got juked. He got his ankles broken there as he was trying to chase down the opposing Widowmaker. As now LNL are just barreling forward. It doesn't look like, there we go! The hook is used, and that is gonna stop the charge out from Align. The Dragon was also there, and LNL secured the first point as we move on to the second phase of Rialto. See any more swap-offs coming out. Align is now gonna go ahead and swap himself over to the Winston. So they're gonna go for a dive composition out from Mayhem Academy. Shax also swapping over to the Tracer.
A few swap-ups coming out here from both teams. We see Dogman on the hunt once more. Oh no, pretty deep, but I think they're gonna wait for the payload, get a little bit closer before engaging, and they still gonna take the pot shots when they have them. Endlair not quite going to connect on the back.
I mean, that's the Winston bubble, but that's the flanking play of Shax taking out Lair. They're not able to cover the resurrection because there was a lot of threats there. Shax had to weave his way on through, but Apply some great dashes there, picks up 2 as Shax cleans up Sugar Free. So the dive already paying off for Mayhem Academy.
Mayhem Academy able to bring it right back the other way. Now, it's a little bit difficult to hold too far up here, but they're getting the better of LNL. Now we'll see what LNL decides to swap to, if anything. This is where if you're gonna swap off, you would, and that's where we're gonna see Dogman now to the Zenyatta, next to the, sorry.
Then Decod also swapping over to the Reinhardt here, so we'll see if Align wants to swap himself. Apply has now gone over to the Hanzo, so that's going to allow them to apply a lot more pressure onto Decod's shields here. But again, it's a Winston versus a Reinhardt, so Align has to be careful when it comes down to it to try and block the shatter with that barrier of his.
Flanking on him right now, pulse bomb up, waiting for the opportunity. Defense on all sides. Shaxo on a journey, ends up having to rewind out. It's a lot of time without doing much as a Tracer aside from distracting. LNL trying to go straight up the gut, but Endlair gonna fall. Shax finally gets him, falls in turn, but that's still good. It gets rid of the Widow pressure. Mayhem Academy tries to go deeper, but might not be working in their favor as Lair is back up at the fight.
Yeah, LNL, they were the one that had the angle, had the space to go for that resurrection. There we go, charge misses as Align with the Primal Rage is able to knock Dogman into the streets, into the canal there. And he's gonna continue with his reign of terror.
Yeah, Zenyatta's can't swim. This is a well-known fact, and the first Zenyatta ends up falling. Meanwhile, Mayhem Academy, the chaos of the fight is over. They end up being on top. We're down to 2.5 minutes for the offense.
No, you're an Omnic. You're a pinnacle of technology in this day and age, but you can't swim?
No, they can't swim.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I guess it's kind of like similar to like the hoverboards in Back to the Future, right? They don't really work on the water.
Look, it's fine. Back to the Future didn't predict the hoverboards well, but they did almost predict the Cubs winning the World Series within 1 year. But did they predict this? The Dragon coming down the street from Apply. No, actually deals with it quite well, but it leaves Nex out of position. He's immediately punished. The Dragon did enough there to even force out the Transcendence from Dogman. LNL in a rough spot, rough positioning, but Endlair able to punish Live a little bit as Apply still lays in arrows over the top, can't quite land enough on the other end, decides I'm gonna flank around the other side, but LNL, they're going straight down, utilizing the tanks to just bully their way forward, and it's starting to work.
Decod is somehow able to charge himself to safety here as the Graviton Surge comes out. There is a Transcendence, but as it dissipates, we'll see if they get any punishment. It's Shax to take out Lair now. Another Primal Rage out from Align, but he's getting slowly burnt down by Nex. Does have some healing, but he will get cleaned up as Decod connects with that Earth Shatter.
LNL re-containing control of the point here, and again, it's just tanky, it's meaty, and it's grinding down Mayhem Academy into pulp right now as they're unable to get themselves back onto the point. 5 people pushing the payload. This is gonna go straight to the apex of point B, and now we look into how to handle points.
Well, Align and Krebs, they're gonna go ahead and swap off. We got the Reinhardt, we got the Zarya. Align charging forward with Shax. They don't have enough healing there. Shax will fall. Supply tries best with this Farah. Try and push them back.
LNL gonna get thrown a little bit further back, but it's a good time being set by LNL now. Time to burn as we move back up. Mayhem Academy not with a lot of tools.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do it in the face of Nexus. Grabs on Surge, it connects onto 3. There is the Transcendence, but the damage is too much as Dogman picks up 2.
It's enough. LNL still looking back the other way. Earthshatter coming on down from Decon as they try and go even deeper. Hitler brought back into the fight, but one shatter deserves another. Line drops a hammer, knocks out 2. Next, barely gonna get out of the fray, and look at how far back Aligned is, wondering where his life has gone wrong. Mercy tried to save it, but it was a bridge too far. Paintbrush out of the picture, and LNL one team fight away.
Sugar free on this Brigitte, offering some extra armor there. As you see, it's on Ajax, Dogman, and Nex along with himself. So it's gonna leave him a little bit tankier. Dogman's got the Transcendence if he so needs to pop it. Apply. Have the barrage ready, but we'll see if he gets the angle for it.
LNL, one more fight away. Aligned, immediately punished. 6 on 5 now for LNL. Look towards X, getting close to another grab. Apply, drops a barrage. Might be enough. Makes it 2 down for both sides. LNL not getting up just yet, drops a barrage in there. Healed up all the while, takes down 2, and LNL finding their way through when it was looking pretty rough. The trades end up in their favor, and they end up setting a decent time here in Rialto.
Yeah, they had about 59 seconds left there. Mayhem Academy, you know, after losing that first point, swapping off onto the dive really did buy them a lot of time. 2 good team fights, 1 on second, and then of course they're on third, able to stagger out these fights so that LNL weren't able to build up that much of a time bank. But still, here on Rialto, finishing out the map, it's a pretty good sign for the offense.
And of course, don't forget that this was the pick of LNL here, where they decide, you know what, we're gonna want to go to Rialto, where of course it was their first map pick after winning out in the beginning of the series, and so far proving to be fairly adept here in the chaos of Rialto, where anything can happen.
Yeah, and Decod being able to play a lot of that Reinhardt was building up a lot of free earth shatters because of the dive from Mayhem Academy. He was just swinging on them the entire time. He landed some good ones, but not all of them were punished properly when he got like a good 2 or 3 man earth shatter. It was a very back and forth map between both teams, very frantic. The pace of it very hard to really predict how the team fights were going. Now LNL on their defense, they're going to stick with that solo support composition. Dogman once again back on that Roadhog. Double snipers in Sugar Free and Lair. They have been trading fairly evenly across the board against Apply and Shax. This has been a really fun match to actually see. Now Mayhem Academy on their offense might be running a quad tank composition. Well,
quad tank, sort of a composition we haven't seen as much of. Generally speaking, with teams want meatiness, they go to the goats instead. But, you know, in a sense, there's part of me that's almost down for the old school quad tank if it is the alternative to goats. I take it all back and reps goats. I gotta hold firm.
Yeah, you really do. This is the hell I die on. But yeah, the quad tank already out the gates, and they're trying to speed boost on top of anyone. But LNL, we're able to kite back expertly, and so they're just gonna wait it out and fall back.
And again, running quad tank here, it's a risk. Line taken down early, and the risk is that you end up feeding a lot of ult charge to the other team if your push isn't effective. Already noted here, Sugar Free's at 63%.
Along with Lair, he's at 67 on the Widowmaker. You know, not as impactful as an ultimate as the Dragon Strike, but it does offer you a lot of information about how Mayhem Academy want to approach this offense. It looks like their approach is going to have to come from spawn as they back away. Shax falls to Lair's headshot.
And another Sugar Free gets applied there towards the very end. Not trying to reference anything.
DJ Khaled just really left an impression on you, didn't he?
Clearly.
You committed good dance moves?
You know what? Actually, better than that. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say.
All right. And so, we got a pretty aggressive hold coming up from LNL as they're right over the bridge here. I see a lot of teams holding back, but instead, they're going to be very aggressive with this.
Sugar Free drops the Dragon. I'm still a little salty over a good phrase now, just causing me the break. I'm laughing. Sugar Free getting beamed on the way back. Can't break line of sight just in time. Mayhem Academy. Now starting to get a little bit of traction here. You see Dogman holding from the other side. Backed on up. Mayhem Academy doesn't care. Driving their way on through. They ball the hog over. Bacon's for dinner. Mayhem Academy now getting a bit of momentum to their side.
And that was a whole hog also used by Dogman in the last fight. And so he's going to go ahead and swap off onto the Zenyatta here. They do have another opportunity to try and come back and contest this. but Align might be able to just shut it down. Decod, he's gonna have to charge right on in. But without a Zarya barrier, if Blair isn't on top of it, he's just gonna go and fall into the Earth Shatter.
They get one more attempt though, especially when you look towards Apply. He's gonna try and ruin this defense. Back on the other side, holding, waiting, just feeling out the D.Va, sees the defense matrix down. It's a grab, it's an Earth Shatter, it's a party, as Mayhem Academy easily pierces on through, and they're sitting a quicker time here so far.
That was a lot of ultimates though, used by Mayhem, so looking to see if they're gonna make any swap-offs. It looks like Apply is going back along with Aligned. Never mind, Shax is the only one to swap so far. He's going over the Tracer, there it is. It's full dive now out for Mayhem Academy, and they're sticking with this duo of Hugpin on the Moira and Paintbrush on the Lucio. Why not? They've almost got their ultimates, both of them. Paintbrush already has a sound barrier. Never mind, here we go. More swap-offs as they are countering the counters of LNL.
Mayhem Academy saying, oh, you guys want to swap? We'll swap too. Here comes Shax, he's on a Hanzo.
Fly going over to the Pharah is going to be able to get some free damage off. Lair already taking some poke.
Both sides right now feeling each other out. Apply says we have to go deeper. Dunks Dogman right in the face. I don't think Dogman saw that one coming. Apply's not done yet. Goes back to the payload. Rocket after rocket leading the way for Mayhem Academy. Mayhem says we want to bring this swim at 5. We don't want to face NYXL in the first semi-final down the stretch. It's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, basically just impulse shot him in the face there. Now, Mayhem Academy trying to continue on with this momentum, but LNL really, they can play the clock instead of these team fights and try and stagger this out for as long as possible. Larry going over to the Widowmaker now to try and deal with Apply, but the sightlines are a little bit cut off here. It's a bit more difficult. You have to leave yourself more exposed, but it's going to be sugar-free to take out Apply.
And that gives LNL way more stability, where you take a look at Paintbrush, he's thinking, yep, don't want to res that. The line's already out of it, so that's full reset mode here for Mayhem Academy. Decod just drops the fire. Just
more counter picks coming out from Mayhem Academy as Apply now is swapping over to the Genji. Shax, yeah, he's going over to the Tracer here. They want to go for the full dive because of the double sniper composition now from LNL right now.
I think Decod's just like, yeah, you're not going to stand the dragon. Stares down the dragon, it disappears.
So, Mayhem Academy, they are being slowed down here on their offense. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Krems is demeched. So, there is a moment for the offense to get punished.
Meanwhile, Dogman sitting here pretty in the back. Orbs up Genji and just leisurely throwing orbs at him. And Genji goes, I can't swim, but I'm doing this. Apply drowns himself in the bay.
Surprised Cyber Ninja can't swim.
No one can swim. Let's just be clear, no one.
No one ever took them to their community pool during the summers?
No, people, I mean, water is the great bane of the Overwatch universe. If you, like I said, put an Aquaman, it'll probably be the strongest hero.
All right, you right. All right, Mayhem Academy now down to 1 minute and 40 seconds. He's aligned, he does have the Primal Rage. Krems has the self-destruct and both support ultimates coming online now, but still, they're missing the valuable piece of Apply with the Dragon Blade or Shax with Pulse Bomb. They're trying to contest the high ground here, but Krems has the fall back and Align's already gone.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a tortured move in, but Sugar Free's out of it, so this is something where Mayhem Academy goes, yeah, you know what, we're still gonna try and do this. We know we got one, we're able to res the fall, Pulse Bomb connects, takes down 2, and that is gonna open the way for Mayhem Academy. They've been gummed up here for a while, but now they have a clear road into the apex of point B, and they're not done yet.
Still though, they are playing against the clock right now. LNL burning so much time off this offense now. They have an opportunity to come for the defense, but it looks like LNL jumping in for the spawn camp, or getting spawn camp, excuse me. They will not be able to contest at all. So Mayhem Academy giving their bodies for that play to secure the second tick now. It's another swap coming up from Shax. He's going over to the far now as he spots out that Lair again has gone over to the Brigitte.
LNL, meanwhile, get a chance to reset. Sugar Free back into fray once more, looking for these long-range arrows onto Afara. It's a harder shot to hit, at least to get the head, but does land once the body, holding on back. Winston decides, maybe I don't want to be here. And now, self-destruct and Lair on him. Use the dragon there. Nope, you don't have to. 2 already down. And it's time to go back to the drawing board for
Decod with a really good Earth Shatter setting up next for that self-destruct. And again, LNL playing the clock of Mayhem Academy. Now down to 1 minute and 30 seconds here on the final stretch of Rialto. Apply though, might be able to break this open. He's got the Dragon Blade ready, aligned. see if he can try and bait out the shield bash of Lair.
Jax close to a barrage, but also close to Duke. Moving on over to Supply. Opens away, gets one, gets two. Dealt with his kryptonite in Brigitte. And once more, Mayhem Academy can rely on Apply to get them on through a sticky situation. 1 minute left.
Let's move. Let's do this.
Now, LNL did try their best to stall that out for as long as possible, but they just took it all, right? Because they didn't have the support ultimates, really. Ajax did use the Valkyrie, but it's now Dogman. Coming into this last fight, he should have the Transcendence as long as he doesn't get picked off early. And Decon has another Earth Shatter. Well, Sugar Free, he's got the Dragon Strike, and he's going to go ahead and send that out.
Early Dragon, but the Pharah don't care. Shax gets End Lair, and he's not done yet. Goes to the back, holding on to the barrage. Gets healed back on up. Over we go. Transcendence done. Goes to the side, drops the barrage. Gets exactly what he's looking for there. 2 down, make it a 3-fer. And Mayhem Academy not done here yet. 25 seconds left, and they're going to push this one over. A little bit of delay comes in, but it's not enough. And we're headed to some extra rounds.
And so LNL do have the greater time bank here, and because Mayhem Academy, both of them had finished underneath a minute, but because Mayhem Academy was down about 20 seconds, 40 seconds or so will be added on to both clocks. Yeah, it looks like 38 was added on. So negligible, really, especially with the way the point A defenses went for both sides. It's still anybody's game at this point. We're seeing that, honestly, teams, when they start off on the offense first, they get to set the goalpost even further if they want to. Last night's leftovers, they have to be really careful on this defense or things can snowball out of control for them.
Right, and the problem is that a time difference of 37 seconds here really doesn't mean anything on an escort map. It comes down to how is your hold going to be when time is over, and can you put the foot on the throat of a team that's trying desperately to survive? Because we've seen plenty of teams have a minute on escort and turn that minute into 2, into 3, into 4 effective minutes by just chaining together one good push after another, where the need to be aggressive in these sorts of situations ends up empowering a team way beyond aspects that you could ever do.
Yeah, on the defense, you want to peak at the right time, right? Once it hits overtime, you want things like the Dragon Strike along with the whole hog. Anything that can zone and also do a lot of effective damage onto a team who's trying their best to huddle and stay upon the points. We'll see if LNL can build that up in time. Mayhem Academy are going to go for the quad tank once again. This time, instead of running a Roadhog, they've got Apply on the Zarya. And so they want that big combination. They want to have the finishing blow ultimates.
LNL, they have to decide, how do we want to beat this tanky mass of heroes? We get the first pick off, it gets way easier from there. Hook connects, but immediately broken. Ellis' line of sight was broken. Dogman in trouble right now. Lots of heavy assault coming into him. Sugarfree was flanking, but didn't get much off the flank. Ends up falling the Krebs. The big cannon of LNL is down. And here comes the Mayhem Academy.
It's going to be so difficult right now, especially since they only have the 1 DPS in Lair, as they just jump on top of Decon, take him out. Ajax trying his best to stall out the point. They want to go for one last fight here, point A, but they are getting staggered so hard, I don't think they're going to have a full 6-man fight.
No, they won't. And the worst part about how that went down, too, is that Sugarfree died so far behind enemy lines that Ajax had no hope of bringing him back up. There was no mulligan there, so he was dead, but essentially he was double dead.
Double Dead, the new video game series, or excuse me, the new reality game show from Nickelodeon. There we go. No one's going to contest the point.
Nickelodeon's really trying to appeal to some feeds right now. That's all I'm knowing.
But yeah, there we go. That is the first checkpoint for Mayhem Academy, as they are now starting to set the goalpost further and further. They've got a lot of great ultimates coming online. Coalescence along with the Earth Shatter and Self-Destruct. Shax even coming close to that supercharge. Coalescence already used.
They drop the beam, they get next early on, and this is where Mayhem Academy knows every second is valuable here. They can't go away from the payload, of course. That would be a disaster in the situation they're in, but they easily mop up LNL, where the scary thing for LNL, they're not building that much in the way of ults. They'll have a Valkyrie up and a Dragon, but that's it.
Now, because they made so many swap-offs coming on to the second phase here, again, this is similar to what we saw King's Row happen in King's Row earlier on today. When you commit to one composition, understanding that as you move on to point B, you have to swap off onto a completely different composition. And here we are now. behind the 8-ball. Sugar Free, though, does have a Dragon Strike. Apply has Graviton.
And Apply gonna drop the grab, gets everything he wants and more. 3 people in, 3 people back on the way out. It's a nice shatter coming in from Decon, but is it gonna be enough? Endlayer's in the sky. LNL actually starting to fight this back. Decon finds a way back from the brink, healed on up. It was Dogman's Transcend, keeping everyone alive. And Endlayer going back to the other side. 2 more rockets away from a barrage, and doesn't even need that to get rid of the Shax. Here comes the Dragon for good measure, and somehow, some way, LNL puts an end to the push right here.
Yep, they just had no counters whatsoever. Lair was able to stay up high with that Pharah. And after Decon getting a really good Earth Shatter, they're able to just follow up on the damage himself. They were able to finally put a stop to that push out from Mayhem Academy, but Mayhem Academy has really done some damage here on their secondary offense, setting that goalpost so far ahead, almost at the second checkpoint now. LNL, they've got their work cut out for them.
LNL, where they would like to put the series away right here, where again, the good news for LNL is that congratulations, by winning a map, you were able to put yourself in the playoffs. You send GGA down to relegation. The problem here is that you still need to win the series unless you really want to try and go for that David and Goliath story and take down XL2 in the first round of the playoffs. So still much to play for here for both of these teams.
Attackers incoming in.
And in response to the point A defense of LNL, looks like, yeah, they're going to go ahead and run that similar composition. They've got the triple tank, solo support, paintbrush, of course, on the Mercy, and Shax and Apply going for the double sniper here. LNL, though, they didn't take any inspiration from the offense out for Mayhem Academy. They're just going to go with what's standard to them, and it's the solo support composition, mirrored comp out now. Lair trying to take a cheeky peek here from the right-hand side. Doesn't spot anything out, though, so he's just going to join the rest of his compatriots shortly. Or he might go for the peek on the right-hand side.
Well, gonna be tanky here on the point, and the goal here, optimize the amount of chances that Sugar Free and Endlayer have to get pickoffs while still getting reasonable payload progress at the same time. Talking cheeky right now. There's options open for a hook where they want to break the shield, get the hook, Dogman hot pursuit, and the reload at the worst time, and can't connect.
They are able to fall back just a bit, Mayhem Academy, and they're going to try and recontest, but that barrier, as soon as it goes down, it is instantly deleted. Apply, though, took out Sugar Free. So, there might be an opportunity for Mayhem to punish that. It's Shax to take out Lair.
Shax continues his headshot brigade right now. Shades of early Temple Anubis gets another, going the other way, finds Decon, and Shax laying in the damage, but doesn't really matter. Sugar Free was going back the other side, but as both teams lay down haymakers, Krems on the point, buy some space. The issue is that LNL respawns are coming back in.
Ajax.
And Ajax is going back down. That was quick.
That was the Valkyrie also, which could have been very crucial for this next push, where they need to at least secure the first checkpoint. And so now coming to this next fight, they're gonna have to rely upon both Sugar Free and Dogman. Never mind, Dogman swapping off onto Zenyatta, so it's all Sugar Free here with the Dragon Strike, with this Hanzo, to try and keep this attack alive. Either that, or we go to map number 5. There we go. Sugar Free's already done it, taking out Shax. Here's the Dragon Strike.
The threat is gone, and here comes the Dragon. LNL not gonna let themselves fall here just yet. They got rid of the Widow threat, and Sugar Free now feeling himself. Ends up with 2. The payload pushing all the while. Hanzo v Hanzo applies strikes. Sugar Free out of it. Ajax, though, gonna bring back up LNL's MVP. They stay around the payload, but there's a storm coming from them, and it's coming from Mayhem Academy as Endlayer falls.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna go ahead and back away. Shax got that kill, and that was crucial. Never mind, Krebs is here. He's with the Diva. He's got the self-destruct if he wants to stall out even further. Align, trying his best now as he swapped off onto the Reinhardt, but no, that is way too aggressive. They do get the D-Mech though, and Shax, there we go, self-destruct. Will it connect? No.
And this is a little bit weird, like technically speaking, Mayhem Academy does have to go as crazy here for this point. It's a little bit different than normal play, just because all you have to do is win one fight. The respawns aren't as impactful, and in fact, they overcommit a bit. They let LNL back into it. LNL not only gonna get point B here, but gonna keep things rolling forward. I think the defense would have been better served by waiting a little bit longer before going for that engage.
They committed so many ultimates into that also. You had the self-destruct used by Krems, and now they're leaving themselves in such a huge power trough. LNL, they're coming up on so many ultimates here. This is these are ultimates that they can use to continue to further the payload now. They've got the self-destruct, excuse me, not the self-destruct, but the pulse bomb out for layers soon. Decon, another Earth Shatter ready as Dogman and Ajax will have both support ultimates.
And Lair creeping, builds up the pulse bomb. That's all he needed. Looking for tanks, looking for the Zen in the back, throws it out. Does not quite connect, has to dodge the foot at the last moment. Overtime, of course, still in progress all the while. A line falls, was looking for the Earth Shatter, never got the opportunity. Decon drops one of his own, finds Hagapoon on the other side. Earth Shatter comes back up after the res and a line. The second try might have been better anyways. LNL, though, gets the res off on the point. They clear it on out, and now it's less than a fight to go for them to end up taking this match.
Ajax has fallen, but Dogman is still here to keep his tanks alive. So now here's Kremzi's attempt to try and delay and buy time for the rest of the remaining members of Mayhem Academy to try and touch the point. But this is coming down to the wire here. LNL have their respawners back.
Mayhem Academy, you gotta touch a point, you gotta move on, and Reinhardt inside the move, use your body. Hagapoon gonna transcend, keeping it alive. They're trying to buy time for respawners to come back in. They were staggered towards the end. Earth Shatter comes in from Decon, knocks down one, sets up end layer, Apply, trying to bring it back on the other side. LNL's dominating the point though. Apply has to stay near the payload. It's not an ideal situation, and LNL so close to taking the third place spot in their group. They clear out Mayhem Academy, and they're gonna do just that. Mayhem Academy, I hope you have the whip, because you're gonna face the Nene in that first round.
Oh, come on. I can't.
You're done.
I'm done. I thought Spanker was bad. You made a whip and Nene joke, before, and we haven't even seen the fight yet.
Yeah, well, the fight is going to happen. That was the stakes here, and LNL, they dodged that. They dodged that by playing well.
That's true. I was about to come in with like a spicy hot dog joke, like a kimchi dog joke, and it's over. I can't top the whip and Nene joke. You win. Can I just get I need to start making gold stars and just slapping them on you guys' heads when you make awful jokes.
All over our face, just right here.
Can they be comically oversized?
Absolutely, they can be comically oversized. Who do you think I am?
Okay, good. I just hope you have the budget for that. I mean, the pricey gold stars, they go up.
You know what? I will take this out of my own budget. This is personal for me. I'll put my own money into it. And speaking of putting your own into it, LNL just really pulled one out there. I thought we were going to a map 5 for a really long time there.
It was really looking like map 5 was going to be in play, but LNL was able to summon things forward at the very last moment, where Sugar Free was being contained for a long while, and Shax, not only here in the Pharah, but certainly on the Widow, was playing out of his mind at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it just seems like he hits moments where he can simply not miss. But then Sugar Free found him on point A, started hitting his groove, and slowly but surely it was LNL that was able to take control of this match.
Yeah, LNL really able to put the toothpaste where their mouth is. Actually, it's going to be Ren and Thera, the coach of Mayhem Academy, that has to do that, as they did go ahead and push forward with that wager, I believe. So LNL take the victory here. It wasn't the 4-0 that they possibly wanted to end the group stages on, but still a 3-1 victory over a Mayhem Academy team who had retooled themselves and were really on the upswing. This is huge for LNL.
I mean, LNL also now just like on a serious winning streak to top everything on off. So they're definitely a dark horse heading into playoffs. Obviously, as we get in the playoff time, the competition gets absolutely more fierce. But you think about what LNL was able to do here. First, they get one map win, which means they get themselves to the playoffs. And then they win the series, which means they get to dodge an absolutely red-hot XL2 team. So far, so good for LNL in the last few weeks.
Also, what a story. In the beginning of these Group A matches, we were like, oh, LNL, the poor hot dogs, they aren't quite hot. They aren't quite doing so well. And now here they are, going into the playoffs, getting 3 maps this series. Like, they have really, they don't just have one sausage in their bun, they have 2. Yeah, I said it.
And the thing is, like, this is such a great story, especially for players like Dogman and Sugar Free, who last season, they had competed under the bye-week banner, were not happy with it, retooled the roster and joined LNL, and since then, this team has come such a long way. They've worked towards this. They have put so much towards this. This is great.
Yeah, I mean,